sea eater is a gargantuan deep-sea apex predator that resides in deep oceans. A creature with unfathomable size did not simply appear out of nowhere. It had to grow and develop, beginning its life cycle from a vulnerable embryo phase. But where did this entity actually come from? It is certainly no ordinary Earth creature. Instead, it might be the product of millions of years of evolutionary adaptation, originating from a faraway cosmic life form. As worlds changed and oceans formed, it transformed from a drifting cosmic life form into one of the largest predators to ever enter the sea. This is the complete origin of the sea eater, from its earliest prehistoric form. Long before reaching any star system, the first ancestor prehistoric sea eater drifted through the endless atmosphere of a colossal gas giant. Massive floating organisms filled the skies, and the creature hunted them slowly through eternal storms. Even in this early form, long arm-like fins and clawed hands helped it grab asteroids. In this prehistoric world without land or oceans, survival meant feeding on anything suspended inside the planet's endless atmosphere. Eventually, the creature escaped its dying gas giant and entered open space. Alone in the freezing void, it survived by consuming mineral-rich asteroids, frozen organisms, and wandering debris fields. Its body hardened against cosmic radiation, while internal organs adapted to survive centuries without stable food sources. After drifting across deep space, the predator finally entered a young solar system. Constant exposure to solar radiation began mutating its ancient form. Its massive fins stretched into wing-like structures, while glowing sensory veins evolved to navigate near stars, moons, and planetary atmospheres. The first transition toward a sky eater had begun. The newly evolved Sky Eater descended into planetary atmospheres, gliding endlessly through clouds and storms. It consumed airborne organisms and floating biological particles high above the surface. But despite the abundance of prey in the sky, the calories were too low to sustain its gigantic body. Hunger forced the creature to evolve once again. As flying reptiles, the Storm Eater adapted into a far more efficient aerial predator. It hunted massive flying creatures directly from the air. Its arm-like fins expanded into enormous membrane wings, while the original hand structures remained attached beneath the wings for grabbing and stabilizing prey mid-flight. The creature had now become a true apex ruler of the skies. The predator began flying closer to the surface, swooping through valleys and coastlines to attack dinosaurs from above. It could still dominate the skies, but stronger limbs allowed temporary movement across land. This transitional phase blurred the boundary between aerial and terrestrial life, creating a hybrid hunter feared by both flying and ground creatures. Over millions of years, prehistoric ecosystems shifted toward enormous land-based prey populations. The creature's wings gradually shrank into stabilizing membranes, while its hands and arms became larger and more muscular to support movement across land. It now spent most of its life hunting directly on the surface as a giant terrestrial predator. As dinosaur populations exploded across the continents, the creature evolved into a full titan eater. Its body became massively muscular, optimized for chasing and overpowering gigantic prey. The remaining wings lost most flight capability, transforming into stabilizing limbs used during high-speed charges and combat against colossal dinosaurs. Large gatherings of prey near coastal regions triggered another evolutionary transition. The predator adapted for shallow water ambushes, developing small fins along its limbs and tail. It hunted both marine and terrestrial creatures, becoming a terrifying semi-aquatic hybrid capable of moving between beaches, rivers, and open coastlines. When a catastrophic meteor struck the planet, firestorms and shockwaves devastated entire ecosystems. While countless creatures perished, the amphibious predator escaped toward the ocean, hiding beneath coastal waters as explosions consumed the horizon. This disaster permanently pushed the species back toward the sea. Over time, the survivor evolved into a nearly complete marine apex predator. Most terrestrial features disappeared, replaced by hydrodynamic armor, massive fin hands, and deep-sea sensory organs. Although traces of its amphibious ancestry still remained, it now dominated prehistoric oceans by hunting giant fish and marine reptiles across the abyss. The myth speaks of a 25-kilometer white Leviathan known as the Sea Eater. But if it existed, it would be more than a monster. It would have to grow through defined biological stages, shaped by developmental physiology and deep-sea constraints. Let's follow one individual from its first cell to Abyssal Titan. Day 1. At 10 centimeters across, the Sea Eater begins as a macrolecithal egg enclosed in a dense protein polysaccharide capsule. Early cytoplasmic polarity establishes the anterior-posterior axis of its future elongated body. Day 60. Still confined within the capsule, gastrulation forms ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. Longitudinal muscle precursors and a primitive digestive tract differentiate. Day 61. At 5 millimeters long, a transparent larva emerges into the water column. It swims using ciliated bands and feeds planktotrophically to sustain rapid mitosis. Year 2. Reaching 1 meter in length, ciliary propulsion is replaced by muscular undulation. Supported by a hydrostatic skeleton, the oral disc enlarges and a caudal fin primordium forms. Year 5. At 3 meters long, it enters a hyperphagic state. Accumulating lipid and glycogen reserves, its proliferative cell zones expand in preparation for morphogenesis. Year 6. At 5 meters in length, it descends into the colder abyssal layers. It secretes a mucopolysaccharide cyst as its metabolic rate declines. Endocrine signaling initiates a radical transformation. Year 9. Inside a 7-meter cocoon, paired limb buds arise via localized mesodermal proliferation. Radial cartilaginous supports reinforce the developing oral aperture, while anterior neural tissues thicken. Year 15. Emerging at 12 meters long, the juvenile displays 2 short arm buds. Its hydrostatic framework is strong enough to support accelerated growth. Year 30. At 50 meters in length, the arms elongate through sustained mitosis and muscle fiber hyperplasia. Adhesive epithelial ridges and suction musculature enable active predation. Year 80. At 500 meters long, a posterior growth zone drives continuous axial tissue addition. The caudal fin hypertrophies to enhance propulsion in abyssal currents. Year 200. Reaching 1 kilometer in length, Coordination relies on a distributed ganglionic nervous system. Radial oral musculature generates immense negative pressure for suction feeding. Year 480. At 5 kilometers long, reproductive tissues mature along the coelomic lining. Collagen reinforcement thickens the body wall to withstand hydrostatic pressure. Year 1500. At 20 kilometers in length, indeterminate growth continues at a rhythmic geological rate. Its massive arms extend for kilometers, functioning as sensory arrays and predatory appendages. If the sea eater were a real-world titan, akin to a giant, jawless conodont, its survival would depend entirely on a relentless search for massive caloric reserves. This Henderson-inspired behemoth must plunge into the dark to harvest biomass from common schools to legendary Leviathans alike, fueling an anatomy that never stops growing. We are now simulating this descent to witness exactly how the sea eater earns its title as the ultimate consumer of the abyss. In the sunlight zone, at a depth of 10 meters, lies the great white shark. It maintains a biomass of 2.5 tons. The great white shark serving as a formidable coastal predator that utilizes its massive serrated teeth and keen sense of smell to rule as the apex authority. In the twilight zone, at a depth of 200 meters, live a sperm whale. It maintains a biomass of 41 tons. The sperm whale is the largest of the toothed whales and the largest toothed predator on Earth. It has 18 to 26 teeth on each side of its lower jaw, which fit into sockets in the upper jaw. In the mesopelagic zone, at a depth of 500 meters, the kraken stay and maintains a biomass of 120 tons. The kraken is a legendary sea monster of enormous size, said to appear in the Norwegian Sea off the coast of Norway. It is rumored to be capable of dragging entire ships down into the crushing depths using its massive tentacle. In the midnight zone, at a depth of 2,000 meters, lies SCP-1128. It maintains a biomass of 250 tons. SCP-1128 is a massive aquatic predator that manifests to anyone who learns its appearance and can pull them into a vast ocean. They can disappear completely if the body is fully immersed in water. In the bathypelagic zone, at a depth of 3,000 meters, live a colossal whale. It maintains a biomass of 800 tons. colossal whale is a giant aquatic creature within the Trevor Henderson universe. It often depicted as an exaggerated, Titan-sized variation of a whale-like monster that dominates the zone with sheer mass. In the Abyssal zone, at a depth of 4,000 meters, we found the bloop. It maintains a biomass of 1,200 tons. The bloop is a massive aquatic entity inspired by an ultra-low frequency underwater sound detected by the NOAA in 1997 in the South Pacific, often depicted as a creature far exceeding the size of any known whale. In the abysso-pelagic zone, at a depth of 5,000 meters, the Julia beast maintains a biomass of 2,000 tons. Julia beast is a massive, eerie entity, resembles whales, inspired by a mysterious audio recording by NOAA on March 1st, 1999 in the Pacific Ocean. It has large jaws filled with razor-sharp teeth and oral appendages around its mouth. In the Hadal zone, at a depth of 6,000 meters, the deep screamers stay and maintains a biomass of 3,200 tons. Deep Screamer, serving as a terrifying deep-sea monster known for emitting piercing sonic vibrations across the ocean floor that can cause tsunami, and somehow can manipulate the weather. In the trench zone, at a depth of 7,000 meters, the El Gran Maja maintains a biomass of 3,500 tons. El Gran Maja is a legendary colossal sea serpent or shark-like deity of immense power, dwelling in the deepest trenches. It is observed to have 6 small eyes and a huge mouth with extremely long, sharp teeth. In the deep Hadal pelagic zone, at a depth of 8,000 meters, lies SCP-3700-2. It maintains a biomass of 2,500 tons. SCP-37002 is an anomalous member of the Actinopterygii, which closely resembles Uropharynx pelicanoides in appearance. It is capable of invoking rapid changes in meteorological conditions, specifically invoking storm conditions in excess of Category 5 hurricanes. It's locked in an eternal battle for dominance over the tides with its counterpart SCP-37001. In the extreme Hadal pelagic zone, at a depth of 9,000 meters, the SCP-3000 maintains a biomass of 3,000 tons. SCP-3000 is a massive aquatic serpentine entity, strongly resembling a giant moray eel. direct observation of this creature may cause inexplicable head pain, paranoia, general fear and panic, and memory loss or mental alteration. On the abyssal floor, at a depth of 10,000 meters, the SCP-169 maintains a biomass of 5,000 tons. SCP-169 is surmised to be a marine arthropod of enormous size, known as the Leviathan by generations of sailors and oral history. This creature is an ancient, continent-sized marine arthropod whose slow movements are often mistaken for tectonic shifts. We have witnessed Sea Eater's incredible journey, tracing its path from its mysterious origins to its final migration into Earth's deepest oceanic trenches.